But recently I got a new hard drive, and after I got that hard drive, I had to copy over a lot of old files onto this new hard drive. And as I was looking through them, I noticed some of my old footage from Lanzhou. And you guys know, if you've been watching for a really long time, Lanzhou is the first city I ever lived in China. And after Lanzhou, I went to Tianjin, and then I finally moved to Chengdu. So I want to take a minute and talk about what I miss about Lanzhou. I'd say the first thing I miss about Lanzhou is sort of the simplicity of life at that time, and this sort of the simplicity of the city. Because like Lanzhou is a really long, thin city along the Yellow River, so you can conceivably get to know every part of the city. And I feel like I did that for the most part. Maybe not 100%, but 90 or so. Like I really know that city, or I knew it at the time. There aren't a whole lot of places to go, so you go to the same places over and over again. You meet the same people, and you fall into a routine. And I really kind of miss that, because Chengdu, it's a much bigger city. It's much harder to get to know all of Chengdu, and there's so many places, so many things to do. It seems kind of daunting sometimes. Plus, being in Sichuan, there's so many more places to go and more things to see and do compared to Gansu, where things are really kind of remote and spread out. The second thing I miss about Lanzhou is easygoing people. Now, people in Sichuan are easygoing, but in a different way. In Lanzhou, I feel like the people there are more kind of simple and straightforward in relationships. In bigger cities, wow, that's really annoying. In bigger cities, there's always this sort of suspicion that people are kind of sizing you up and kind of using you and things like that. But in Lanzhou, I felt like people kind of took you as you are, no questions asked. That was it. With some exceptions, of course. But yeah, Lanzhou, the relationship seemed a lot more straightforward and a lot more simple. And I love that. I miss that. The third thing I really miss about Lanzhou, I probably would say, is the river life. It's just, there's something about the Yellow River and like being in a city that is located along the river. It's just a whole different kind of aesthetic. And like being able to go up on the mountain and overlook the river, and you get to see kind of everything for miles and miles. And being able to walk along the river, and cafes along the river, and little tea houses, and restaurants, and boats, and things like that along the river, it was just really great. And you walk along the river there, and you can hear the water going by. It gets quiet at night, and you can feel the wind going off the water, and being in this open space, that's wonderful. And also Lanzhou being that little strip of a city, you're never really that far from the river, and that was fantastic. I do miss that. The fourth thing that I miss about Lanzhou is the food. I love the food here in Sichuan, but I also really loved the food in Lanzhou because it was such a mix. You would get people coming up from, because Gansu and Sichuan border each other, and people coming up from the south into Gansu, so you have like this Sichuan kind of fusion with local Gansu food, and then you have Hui people coming in from Ningxia, and also you've got Uyghurs coming in from Xinjiang, and they all kind of mesh together into this really interesting cuisine, because it's not Sichuan food, and it's not really Xinjiang food, it's not really Ningxia food. It's halal, but some places are not, and it's so kind of weird and awesome. It's just such an interesting mix of food, and I love that, and I miss that. The last thing that I miss about Lanzhou, and I really miss this, is the weather. I really miss the weather. Oh man, like it took a long time for me to find a day that was this nice to come out and film, because it's just so gray and cloudy all the time in Sichuan. Really, you've got summer. That's really the season of sun in Chengdu, and that's all. But in Gansu and in Lanzhou, it was sunny all the time. All the time, because desert environment, right? Desert environment, the sun is out. And a lot of the times it's a blue sky. Even if the air quality is not that good, the sky's blue. And the sun's out. That's fantastic. And it was so dry because, again, desert environment. I love dry weather. You can be out playing frisbee. You can be running around. You can be climbing mountains. You can go to a park. You can do all these things outdoors in the middle of summer and not really sweat very much. Whereas, I sweated yesterday. That's crazy. It's what, February 12th? I sweated yesterday. in Sichuan. That's insane to me. It's just so humid down here. I miss that climate. I miss that desert environment. I loved that so much. Now the winter, I don't know if I missed the winter so much, but at least I got to see a little snow. That was cool. But desert environment. I miss the sun. I do not get the sun very much here. So anyway, those are my top 5 things that I miss about Lanzhou. If you like this video, please leave a like there. If you've ever been to Lanzhou, tell me about it. When did you go there? What did you do there? Who did you meet there? Are you working, studying, traveling? What are you doing? I'd love to hear your thoughts and your experiences and your stories down in the comments below. Thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you all next time.